Welcome back to Smart Stock Trading YouTube channel. Today I'm going to discuss the huge market movements in gold and silver prices and also many of the gold and silver mining stocks that I have been following. Before we deep dive into the video, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed it yet, and also like and share my videos because it helps our channel grow and also it helps YouTube to send relevant videos to audience. What we know, and we all people who have been investing in gold and silver, and nowadays we also have digital assets, which is Bitcoin, and there is a controversy about Bitcoin. Like gold and silver bugs, a lot of them still don't consider Bitcoin as a real asset. For example, some people that I watch and follow, they consider Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies as Trojan horse with the goal that people, instead of investing in real assets, instead of acquiring real hard assets like gold and silver, they would just be caught up in this mania of buying digital assets, and in the end they will have all their wealth will be taken through this system, which is digital currencies. This is what other people believe. But there is also crypto gurus. Famous ones are Raoul Paul and Michael Saylor. Those people believe that, because there is a research about that, there is quite a bit of correlation between the crypto price movement, and especially what I noticed personally, the price of silver price. Okay, so and also gold, there is a great degree of correlation between these assets. So one kind of category is paper based assets, and paper money, which is not backed by anything. Okay, which I think there are a lot of videos on my channel that talk about this paper money, and then how paper money is created. Okay, and is not backed by any any assets. And this if you already know the history is good, but even if you don't know, see, just to let you know that until 1970, the real money, gold and silver were a real money, and money dollar was backed by gold and silver. And then after that, exactly in, I think, around I don't remember the exact year, but it was, I think, in 1973 or something like that, was taken off. Gold was like taken. How do I explain this? They stopped backing the money by gold and silver, and gold was also like confiscated in that area, during that period. What we know that the price of gold and silver has been suppressed, even though if you see that from 1973, because of inflation and lots of other factors, the price of gold has gone up. Even we see that in let's bring the chart first before we talk more about these things, about gold and silver and mining sector. So here I have, this is a silver chart. Okay, and last time when I saw it, it was trading around like $22, something like that, and it was like somewhere around that point, or maybe in this area. okay, 27, 28, 29, because yeah, this was like, yeah, I didn't make record my videos since until July. But even when I was doing this technical analysis and I checked the graph, and it was looking to me, I was confident that it is going to go up, okay, from that price. Because what happens that when people see a little bit of correction, they get panicked and they start everywhere. You would see people that screaming about, okay, this market is going to crash and it's going to be back to like maybe $10 range. Here we see this bottom, previous bottom, which was formed in like something like somewhere around 2020. So people will say that, oh yeah, it's going to go back to this value, $11 range. But if you follow the chart and trading pattern, you can see where it is going, okay. So with silver, let's just talk about silver for now, okay. With silver, silver has been hitting this, having this strong resistance. If we go back to this chart, let's go back to monthly chart. It's easier to view that way. And I would say, see, so going back to this old historical price charts that was in 1944. This was around 45 cents. Silver used to be 45 cents. And then during this period, which is 1965, 1971, even before, way before I was born, okay, the silver price was around $2, okay. It was around even less than $2, $1.50. So if we zoom this out, because it looks very small, but if we zoom these peaks out, because there is always, it has been, you can see this is looking very much like the crypto currencies, Bitcoin. This volatility in there is very high. So if you see here, from $1, $2, and it went to this during this period of 1980, around 1980, it peaked to $48. So this was like 25 times increase in the price of silver, okay. And then it the way it went up, and then also after that is crashed back to this $3.50 range. So there is a huge volatility in the silver price, and it was a lot in that period. So 25 times gain. Then from $3 to $3.45, it went again to 49 during the next bull run, which started here in 2000, in the around 2000 area, 2000 year 2000. And then in the bigger picture, you see there is the trend is up, but during this time there has been like a lot of volatility. So from here, like say $4 range, the peak, it went to $16 or $21, which was the highest price. So it was 5 times gain. But then there was 2008 market crash. It went from $20 to it bottomed at $8.45. And yeah, I will just, for your record, for this, just to share this information, because before that, in 2008 was the time when I actually started investing in stock market, okay. So basically, before that, because the way I have been brought up, we always thought, this is what I was taught by my ancestors, my parents, grandparents, that whenever you have some saving, buy a little bit gold. But actually that's not exactly true. But we have like real life necessities that we have to spend money on. But anyway, it's like tradition in Eastern culture, like to just have the saving, or buy like gold jewelry and have, or save in the form of gold. depending on the depending on the income, or depending on the status of the family, but yeah. So that's like a tradition, especially like, I think, like, say, countries China and India especially, and even in the Middle Eastern countries, they store, they are heavily inclined towards gold, buying gold and gold related, gold or gold jewelry or gold coins, I would say. So they have this trend. So and even if you see the stats of how much gold is held by retail investor in the form of jewelry and in the form of coins and bars, so it's like a big number. Okay, so that's a tradition. But anyway, I was not into like stock market until this 2008. And in 2008, what happened, when I started investing, it just somehow appeared to me, and it was just basically it was like my RESP account, which I was like started with. First, I started with managed RESP account, and I was not seeing much growth. But then when I browsed, was sudden, one day I was browsing through different what is that called, mutual funds. I saw that, oh my god, this gain is much bigger than managed RESP. So I switched my account to RESP first. In these years, like 2004 to 2008, managed my to RESP once. And then during that time, I saw, okay, there is more. I was of course, I also noticed that gold price is going higher and higher. And during that time, I searched for when I was searching for precious mutual funds, I noticed that precious metal mutual funds are doing great. So that was my first time to just dig into the stock market and mutual funds and all those assets. So what happened in around this 2008, I was like so excited that everything was going up. And actually, because I was new, I didn't notice that it's not actually going up. It was looking like the things are going up, but it wasn't actually going up at that time, because the biggest stocks, like big indices like Nasdaq and all the other things, they were actually declining at that point. And that was the point that was market was about to crash. So my bad luck said, when I saw it like being up, I noticed it's going up. And then what happened, I invested in energy stocks and gold and silver stocks. I diluted my RESP account and put all the money into gold and silver stocks. But anyway, my advisor, my like bank advisor, she said, no, you don't put all the money into stocks, you just put some of it in like physical. No, she asked me to put some money in the managed assets. So what I did, put like I had at that time I didn't do like fully invested in the stock market. But yeah, I kept some of the money in mutual funds, different type of mutual funds, managed mutual funds. And then part of the money, little bit of money, because I didn't have a lot of saving, so I bought like a gold bar around the time when the market was like, when gold was selling at what was the thing, it was around $800 an ounce, around $800. It was even, I think, after converting to Canadian dollar, it cost me like $800. So I would say maybe let's bring to the like gold chart. So yeah, during that time, where is it, it was like, yeah, it was like this thing, the market was bottoming. Yeah, it was like market bottom. So I just bought some in this first, a few ounces of gold at this point. And I feel happy with that investment, and didn't sell it, didn't dilute it, I just kept it. And I don't think I'm going to sell it anytime soon. I would do it when it's like reaching it's way higher the current price, which I think it would. Because if you just keep seeing the trend from like for me, even from my case, okay, because as I mentioned that I was into buying like gold and silver jewelry, but okay, so so have been doing this for a long time. So when I was, like when gold was in US dollar was uh, under $300 an ounce, okay, was under $300 an ounce. That was the time, and I was very young at that moment, during that period. So I invested a little bit, not too much, because of course we were just more into, uh, you know, there are other things that people want to spend on in that early age. So anyway, a young age. So yeah, but anyway, I bought even that young, because if you see today's generation now doesn't even care about anything. They just care about spending money on the luxuries, buying best smartphone, buying all those things, okay, buying games, other stuffs that just for luxury. But yeah, so at that time I just was like fond of like buying I had somehow interest in buying gold jewelry. So that was the point when it was under $300. So that's what my actual investment in terms of gold jewelry. And then there in 2008, it was in little bit in different, like I would say it's like diversified type of investment in 2008 and 7, during 2007 2008 time period. So I lost also because the timing I bought, let's say, gold, silver, energy, because I bought at the bad time. The first time in the stock market was like when I bought, it was like a scary for me and for everybody else, I think. So everything was crashing during 2008 market crash. So that was a bad start. If I started early, if I for some reason I started earlier than that peak, so there's a retail general, I think, or maybe I was not. I don't know. I cannot explain this phenomena, but what people are saying that generalist investors. Well, I wouldn't call myself as investor in those early days in 2009, 8, 9. But it was just a starting. Starting. I was learning about the market. Okay, so was not actual investor, but I was too excited and I have made dumb mistakes in that. And when I actually watch other people, it's not just me. Everybody makes mistakes in their journey to stock market and investing. And I would say that people will not learn until they make mistakes. Okay, so you make mistake, you learn from mistakes, and that's the thing, that you don't give up. Okay, so anyway, that's what things. So I have learned from my mistakes, and I would not say that I will not make any mistakes. Everybody makes once in a while bad trading decisions. But somehow I would say technical analysis helps a lot to determine the trend, and it removes all the noise from the whatever noise you will see everywhere. Sometimes this news, even few percent things are down like by few percent, and then there will everybody, the mainstream media will just start screaming about that it's going to crash. And let's say if it's going up, you would hear the noise that it is going to just crash right away. Like now we are hearing about gold and silver, okay, is going to crash soon. So what we do this to see the technical patterns, which helps a lot. So by doing technical analysis is a great tool to develop like some sort of confidence into your strategy. Okay, and you can deal with this, because what I see, I feel like very chill after I have known about the pattern, known about the trends, and after I have learned through making, actually basically I learned through making all these videos that I post on my channel about investment, about the money, how the money is made, how is it, how you can use this knowledge, like like for example, until I like about how the market works, how the money is created, interest rate, and effects of their movements on the price. But what if people who are just based their decision on technical analysis, they also, I think, like this their their trading, they will, I will say, their trading, they will make wiser trading decisions, because it's based on the price movement, technical patterns, and I don't know, maybe they don't suffer as much losses as a person who will just make their decision based on the news. So that's the thing. But there we have to collect information for all different from all different sources and see the pattern. So what is happening, that because of having this knowledge is always a good thing, okay, good thing in the sense that when you have this knowledge, even if the market is saying less is like going down, you have confidence that it is still in a long term bull trend, okay, bullish trend, and is, of course, is not going to keep going up forever. There will be a time where it will correct, okay, itself. So that's why I follow the people, technicians, for example, like I follow David Hunter, okay, and he is even though I can see all the market patterns and his, what to say, support resistances through technical charts, but having a authoritative figure say all that, having an experienced person validate the beliefs is a good thing, okay. Validate the strategy now I would not say strategy, validate the trends is like always give more confidence. So I would say making videos has generally helped. I have helped myself because I learned through making videos, from different various experts, not just in the gold sector and also, but also the crypto sector. For example, if I watched Paul's video, he's like invested in cryptos, and most of his investment are in Solana. But the thing is, both like gold, silver, gold, like precious metal, and crypto, those are all non-conventional assets. Okay, so all the contrarian investors, they would just go to those assets, they will invest in those assets. So that's the thing with gold and silver. Okay, so now what is what we are seeing here, we are seeing that it's going to go up, and there will be a point where it will return, go through some correction, and it will be basically it's based on the market makers use all these technical analysis tools to set the support and resistance, to decide how much correction there is going to be. Okay, so with gold and with silver, like for example, I just want to mention that with gold, what I am hearing is going to go to $4,000 range, okay, most likely. Yeah, and it is being, like they say here, as you can see in this chart, is showing as 3,700. So maybe it will not go to 4,000, it will just come back, hit 3,700 something, and it will go back because it may not go straight up to $5,000 from here, from the next resistance level. That's Fibonacci retracement levels here, so it may not go to straight up. So it once it hits this this resistance, it may come back to this previous resistance. Okay, previous because previous resistance will become support level, so it might come back to, let's say here, let's say if it hits there, it might come back to 2700 level if it goes through a big correction, okay, from the current point. So yeah, we just have to be mindful what we are doing. And because in long term is, of course, is like a parabolic uptrend, and from here, like say if you see from here, $1,600 is just like close to 100% gain from October to 2022 lows. It's like more than doubled until now. And silver also has like tripled from not from October, from March to 2000. From March 2000 bottom is like almost like more than tripled. Okay, and then from its 2022 bottom, it's like more than doubled. Okay, so if we see this resistance pattern from this old historical chart, so this was like is forming like a cup and handle pattern. Okay, so this like a big giant cup which is forming between this price, between from like how many years, it's like since 1980 to 2011. And then this is another is like cup and handle, or you can call it double cup pattern, which I heard from one of the videos that I watched. But it's basically a big giant cup and there's a giant handle. So what is that happen once it is going upward, and once it hits this point, this is like resistance, huge resistance. So once it goes past this resistance, is going to go to $58 range. And of course there are going to be like it is going to be a very volatile. The higher it goes, the volatility, the higher it goes, the higher the correction will be. So people have to be mindful and place their trades and accordingly. Okay, and same thing is happening with crypto. Okay, let's say this one, the crypto is also doing the same thing. Okay, so yeah, it was an asset when I started watching. It was when like around 2018 2000, this range. What is that year? 2016. Yeah, when I started first time, I knew about the crypto digital currencies. It was like in 400 something, like, yeah, it was like around this range, $400 or $500 range, but at that time it wasn't so common. People couldn't easily buy cryptos during that period. But nowadays it's a lot easier to buy cryptos, and have been adopted by institution and government. So where more and more people are entering into crypto sector, investing in crypto. There always be, since also this launch of the Bitcoin ETF, more financial institutions are investing into cryptos. Okay, retail investors, but it's still the overall market cap of cryptos is not as huge compared to I would say gold and silver mining sector. Okay, so what I was seeing lately, gold and silver mining, let's say crypto market, total market cap is around, I think, $2 or $3 trillion at the moment, around $3 trillion at the moment. But then if you see overall market cap of gold and gold related assets, is much like higher. Okay, but still there is what I even doing some analysis, that even the gold and gold mining stocks, because crypto basically people consider crypto as like digital asset, or a lot of people consider cryptocurrencies like a tech stock. Okay, the trend is very similar to tech stocks. So what happens that when the pattern is very similar to the tech stocks. Okay, so but I don't know if exactly it follows the big techs, or it's a different. I will go through that analysis at a later time. But anyway, but compared to that, if you see gold and silver stocks, I was hearing that it's like top 50 or 100, like the market cap, I don't know exactly remember the number now. The market cap of gold and silver stocks, not all of them, just the top ones, is like $3 trillion, so which is very comparable to gold and silver. And then another thing that I was here and people talk about, all the contrarian investors talk about that. They talk about that. I think currently, retail investor or financial institution, there is like 30%, 3%. It's like 2 to 3%, and even in the crypto sector and gold sector, the total, people, the percentage of total investment in these sectors is like around 1%, 2%. Like up to maximum 3%. I don't think it's even 3%. It's like 1%, 1 to 2%. Okay, so when the trend is, when people see the trend, when it's more and more, like even if they even if it's like double, like let's say, I was hearing, like let's say 1%. So if it goes from 1% to, let's say, 5%, all these assets will be like skyrocket, especially stocks. Okay, stocks are more, and same will happen to the crypto. Gold mining stocks, silver mining stocks, and cryptocurrencies, all are going to be trending upwards. Okay, it will be multiple of the current prices. Okay, so yeah, a lot of stocks that I have been following, like the way it works, what I learn, the way it works, that it starts with gold, and then silver market will heat up. Okay, once silver starts moving, then stocks will also follow. And then the stock also, the way it works is that like top companies will start moving first, and then junior explorers will follow. Okay, and the junior explorers will follow much faster. Will the gain in junior the gain with junior explorers is usually much it comes late, but it comes very quickly, and fast, it's like very quicker and bigger. Okay, so that's the thing. So what I am seeing here, that the stocks that I have been that I talked about before, there are many, like in my the website smart stock trading website. It has a database of like 1000 stocks and more, out of which like seven, like maybe 100 or 200 companies are like silver, do silver exploration, uh, and then most of it are gold explorers. There are few companies that are purely silver, pure silver explorers. So and with silver is with gold is basically just and like assets, asset let's say um wealth preservation assets. But silver, compared to gold, it has practical usages. Okay, it's not just an asset, it has practical demand. It has a huge industrial demand, and it's being used in almost every sector of the industry. And that's what people are saying. That's one of the reasons that silver price has been staying down, because if it will if the price will if they let people if they let it if they let it go higher, then how their demands will be met. They will be like lose. They will not get as it will become expensive for them to buy silver at very high price. So that could be one of the reasons that is being suppressed by big you know like manipulators. And they have discussed a lot of ways that is being suppressed, and basically it is through paper markets, so paper gold, paper silver. But people believe that this manipulation is going to end soon. And also there is this belief, and also the analysis, technical analysis supports it, that once silver surpasses this resistance of $49, you don't know how high it is going to be. So for example, one video like $200, I would say from current like $200-300 is just a normal thing. But if long-term trend of, I would say, gold and silver, like I don't know, from 5 years from now, how higher it is going to be, these assets are going to be. Now that all the countries, especially eastern countries, they are moving away from de-dollarizing, moving away from dollar US dollar, and trading in their own currencies or in terms of their natural resources. There is no way, I would say there is no way that gold and silver will stay in this range. Okay, they are going to be going higher, way higher. Okay, so if you see just normal trend, that when it was like not even suppressed, it has been suppressed, of course it has been suppressed for a long time. But even then, say from like let's say 2000, in my own lifetime, from year 2000, okay, it was like $300 in US dollar, and now it's 3500, more than, it's like 3600. So it's like 12 so 3, yeah, it's like close to 12 times. Yeah, 12 times, no, not 300. If you say 300, then 10 times. Yeah, if you say 250, if you say $200 range, then of course is 15, more than 1500%. Okay, so yeah, like 15x, more than 15x from like in 20 years. And so from now, if we see this one, and it's going to be higher, of course it will not stay in this range, so it will go higher. Okay, and when we zoom out this price after like 15 year it will just go where will it go? 10,000, 20,000, I don't know, $30,000. It could go even earlier, quicker than that, if it follows the trend, and if the people get aware of its actual worth of the gold assets, gold and gold silver. It can it can go much higher very quickly, now that there is all being, like, say, backed by gold is being backed by like digital, what to say, digital currencies, gold backed digital currencies, yeah, CBDCs. So all these big countries, they are trying to back their currencies by gold, so they want gold, and they are quietly accumulating gold and silver, quietly. So that, why? Because these stupid, I would say, investors who don't know about much about the, because investors generally do it when this all in the peak. They will just wake up and see, oh yeah, now it's high, it's the time to buy. They will buy when it's like peaking, reaching, it's reaching much higher. They would buy it, but when it's low, they don't pay attention to it. Okay, so the smart investors, they do it when it's low. When the prices are low, they buy it gradually. They keep accumulating on regular intervals, on dips, so to build their position, and then add to their position on the way up, on the way down, depending on their strategies, and keep these assets as a long term investment, not for just like day trading. So that's what they do. Okay, so because if you just see, if you just keep watching this day to day pattern and get panicked with this price movement, okay, is going down by $50, down by $100, up by $50, that's like going to make you crazy. So yeah, if you know this technical analysis, you can just chill out and just let it do its work, or let it do it work, let these assets do their work. Okay, our job, just to do the research on anything, whether it's gold or silver or crypto stocks or any other sector. Just do the research, and then especially dealing with the companies, so you need to have to do the research. And once you have done the research, find your entry point, and then relax. Okay, if you are not a technical person, you can just leave them, but in order to do that, you need to make sure that the company is good, it has real assets, and it has good management, all those things. So research is very important. So once you have conducted research, you don't have to just worry about everyday little bit of price movements, which I learned, which you learn through just by being in this thing, and researching other people's, what other people are saying, and doing your research. That helps a lot. Okay, so yeah, so that's the thing. And okay, now that I have all this information, it's all about gold and silver, and also I talked a little bit about crypto. Now let's just take a quick look at some of the stocks that I have talked about. Okay, so I would just start with some of the things that I have been following, and then they actually did but some of them are still low, so I will just go through those things quickly. Okay, that I had held in my portfolio, and some of them I sold, some of them I still hold, but I'm not going to tell in this video which one I'm holding and which one I don't hold. I will just give a general overview of some of these stocks. Okay, so let's start. Okay, and yeah, let's start. I think I have some, let's say, this big is it not showing up? Okay, so yeah, see, big is a Hercules silver. Okay, that I follow, Okay, I have been following it for a long time. Okay, so what you see, it was like trends, like it was 5 cents. Okay, it was 5 cents in July. It used to be Hercules Silver, then they changed their name to Hercules Metals, and I started following it in early days, So I have traded up and like back and forth, but yeah, that's the thing. Impatience. Sometimes you need to be very patient to take full advantage of the movement. So like people who, let's say, if it was 5 cent, and people who say, okay, I will become 100%, sell it and forget it. So what will happen? They sold, they forgot about it, and now from what is it doing? It is still much higher even after going through all these corrections. From let's say 6 cents, it went up to $1.62, back to 50 cents, and then it's going back up again 79. So these are like big movements that people with technical knowledge, or even if somebody doesn't have technical knowledge, with just a general strategy of having this what's it called, um, regular investing, like on regular interval, is also give you a decent average price, instead of just putting all your like money at once. Okay, so if you divide it into chunks and then keep buying at regular intervals, then the average price is usually lower, which is one strategy that people do. So instead of tracking the peak and bottom, they will buy at regular interval. Okay, so that's one strategy. I mean, yeah, I'm not talking strategy separately, but that's one of them. So but and let's say if you think that, let's say if you done a research on the company and you find that it's a good one, then just keep it. Even if you're trading it, buy back and keep the positions, take the profit. If like, but let's say if you don't have much technical knowledge, well, that's hard to, because I'm not giving any advice, okay, because everybody is responsible for their trading decisions. But then all, just a lot of things. Even, I mean, it's not just a stock. Even if you see any cryptocurrency, Bitcoin is the top trading digital asset, I would say. Even that has so much fluctuation. And it's, say, as I was watching Michael Saylor's recent video about his keynote speech, and he was saying that this volatility is actually not a curse, it actually is a blessing. It's a blessing in the sense that, if, let's say, he was talking about Bitcoin, but I would say just apply to general like trading. So let's say he was just talking about Bitcoin, that if Bitcoin wasn't volatile, if it stayed in a stable range, then a generalist investor or poor person would not have an opportunity to buy it. Okay, so what he was suggesting, if it was like trading at it was like very less volatile, or low, it had low volatility, then all the cryptos and all those stocks that have low volatility are being, they got eaten by, they got bought by big investors, billionaires like Warren Buffett. Okay, so and then so in his sense, and that was quite insightful, a video I watched, Michael Saylor's video, which I would post one day maybe here. But because this channel is more people like to talk about watch gold related videos. Anyway, I just like to get knowledge wherever it is coming from. It's not a big deal, but yeah. So anyway, so whatever I say, I would say so volatility is a blessing. So it's volatile, it went up and went down. It's just not this is stocks, there are many other. So it's an opportunity to buy at these prices, because it's most likely going to go back up to this price when the market is, when the silver, if it goes higher and higher. Okay, okay, so that's one. Next is, I would say, Santa Santa Cruz Silver Mining Limited. I had this stock. Yeah, when it was in this 40 cents range, and it was like a range bound in this area, and then it suddenly shot from this point. It's like late December, so it was like 29 cents. I'm not going to talk about the whole price history, but yeah, say if you go back, I mean, let's just see that. Okay, so this is the old chart. Let's just go back to this 10 years, okay, or maybe just this area. So like 2020, it was like 10 cents, 8 cent, 10 cents range, and then it was just trading. It went to 60 cents and then stayed, went back to like 19 cents, 20 cents range, and now you see it's $2 range. So this is a good silver producer. I will talk about it in another video, but it produces a lot of silver. So it's trading, it's like kind of outperformed other silver stocks that I know, okay, from 30 cents to $2 range. Okay, so it's like from last year December. It's not even a year yet, okay. And how high it will go? It could go, because it's a gold producer. It's continuously producing, but of course there might be a correction. So I would say anytime it goes through a correction, it will be the great buying opportunity. Okay, so and looking at this pattern here, you see this like a wick here. So it might go through a correction, and any correction from this point will be a buying opportunity. And how much will it correct? Usually what happens, let's say if this is the peak, okay, let's say if this is the peak and here it is like $30 to $2 range, how much correction will it go through? Okay, so that's another point. Usually it's very common for the stocks to go through 30% or sometimes 50% correction, but I don't know if maybe it will not, because if the silver is strong, it may not even go to 50%. Okay, so I'm just sharing my thoughts. So how much correction it will go through, I cannot tell, but yeah, any dip will be a buying opportunity. Okay, okay, let's just move to another one, which I have talked about before. It's Orex Mineral. Yeah, I posted several videos before, and I have posted a recent video about this 10 silver mining stocks, junior silver mining stocks, and Orex Mineral was one of those stocks. So Orex was consolidated somewhere, I don't know, I think maybe few months ago or last year. So yeah, it was consolidated. Okay, so post consolidation, low price was 11 cents. Okay, the bottom, so from 11 cents bottom, it has doubled. Okay, it has doubled from that point, and the peak in May, was it 2024? Yeah, the peak was 45 cents. Just in 2024, the peak was 45 cents. So I would say in the long term, still there is a room to grow. And let's see in 2020, how much was it? In 2020 it went to $3 post consolidation. Of course, I think it went through 10 to 1. Okay, so it was like 30, close to 30 cents then, and then from it was 10 times move from that in 2020 bull market. So we can expect something like this. Okay, yeah, we have to keep watching. I know, we just I am not just worried about day to day like 1 cent 2 cent movement. I'm looking at big picture, okay, not just few half cent 1 cent movement, big picture. Okay, keep the big picture in mind. What is your goal? Okay, taking 1 cent profit, sell it, and then regret it? No, I don't want to do that. I want to take big profits. And what happens suddenly if it suddenly goes, like, let's say I'm expecting like 100% gain, let's say it goes suddenly goes to 100% from this point, so then it will be a great opportunity to take some profits. Okay, and take some profit and then keep some, keep 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 long term position as well. So yeah. Okay, let's talk about another one. Equity metals, very volatile. Okay, Equity Metals Corporation is also a nice. I should do, instead of doing this, I will just go back to. Okay, let's go back to this 2020. We'll just see from 2020 prices. So yeah, this one equity metal, I'll have to do research why it still hasn't gone up. It used to be one of my favorite stocks for trading, because so volatile. So I have traded this stock a lot. Okay, but it's a good one. For long term position, GR Silver Mine, that's also one of the good ones, one of the stocks that I had. March 2020, it was 9 cent, 9.5 cents, and it went to 95 10 times again. And now we are at this, I feel like we are at the similar kind of point where it could go like this. So yeah, not any advice, not any financial advice, just my opinion how it could go. Okay, and I'm not stating that if I have it or not. Okay, so just thing which is in my list, I'm just sharing it. Okay, and then another stock is Silver Storm Mining. Yeah, so in 2020 it went from 3 cents to 65, so it's like 20 times return. And during this like last year is the bottom December. The bottom price in December was 20. What was that? 75. Yeah, 7.5 cents, and then it's 23 cents. So like 200%, close to 200% gain. Silver Storm Mining. And if somebody thinks that okay, it will stop here, look at the previous pattern. Okay, and most of the time it repeats. The assets, there's like they follow this pattern and their patterns repeat. Okay, so yeah, just do the research before investing. Do all the research that if it is a worth, is a good, that if this is stock, Silver Storm Mining or other stocks that I mentioned are worth investing or not. Okay, research their management, assets, and price pattern. You cannot blame the stocks that if it crashed from 65 cents to 10 cents, so it was not the only stocks. The whole sector, silver mining sector, was like this. Even the best companies lost their value, okay, by 60%, more than 50%, okay, I would say in general. So and then of course junior explorers were more, had more went through bigger losses. So that's the thing that happens. But then when it goes to bottom, it's a buying opportunity. Now this another one is Brixton Metal Corporation. Brixton Metal, again I'm seeing this all the same chart patterns. Okay, so from 8 cents it went to 50 cents during 2020 bull run, and then during 2020 again it went from 11 cents bottom to 31 cents, and then again it kept going down, until it was 5 cents, and now from 5 cents, no, from 5 cents since January, okay, it went to 11-13 cents. It didn't hit like triple, but it's like more than doubled, peaked, and then again. So you see this pattern is up and then go crashing back down, up and crashing back down. So what does the pattern versus the chart say? It went up and then it went down, it went up and then it went down. And if you draw a straight line, it feels like it's like, you know, it's like it feels like it might have stabilized, yeah. So, or maybe it will take a little bit longer to get stabilized, but yeah, this looks like a like a buying point to me. Okay. Yeah. Okay, next we look at decade resources. Okay, decade resources in 2020 bull market, it went from 5 cents to 5 cents to 68 cents. And then market was bad, if you know, low market cap stock, junior, okay, explorer went through this huge market correction, huge corrections. I think maybe it was not doing, I have to go through their news, so maybe not actively doing exploration work during that period. So it is still, you know, it is still in the bottom, rock bottom prices. You know, is currently is just very low, 2 cents, 3 cents range. So I'm just watching it if it's going to recover from this point. So it will be a late like it's like in the waiting room for its run to start. And then we have another one, which is honey badger silver. I have talked about it several times, made several videos about it in my discussions about gold silver mining stocks. So it's like 5.5 cent. It used to be 5.5 cents in my May 2020 market, you know, during the 2020 bull market, and it has gone through a big you know, phases of corrections, and then the peak price, it went to $1, and now we are seeing this thing again from 5 cents. It went to 21 cents and back to 10 cents. So it's like it's making higher highs and higher lows from since 2024. So yeah, so what is to be noticed that yeah, so it's making higher high and higher lows. So in the long run, of course, is going to go higher. But if you want to buy it, is that a buying opportunity or not? Well, I feel like by looking at the pattern, I feel like it might not come back to these, you know, low. It looks quite strong here. I'm not seeing any, you know, like, but the way it looks like, it feels like making this, you know, this cup and handle pattern in this time span. So it may not just go back to these lows or closer to these lows. Okay, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, next is Bayhorse silver. Okay, I mean, this is strange. This Bayhorse silver is like has a fully functional mine, but yet it still is trading at such a low, ridiculously low prices. That's quite ridiculous for a silver producer to be trading like this. It should have gone higher, I would say, but yeah, it is still in this range. during 2020 market, bull market, it had a big, like big spikes in price, and then crashed back to its lows. So from 4 it went to 23 cent, 4 times gain, and then it went back um, to 8 cents, 8.5 cents, then 26 cents. So huge price movements. And now it went to as so low, ridiculously low in July, like 1 cent. Unbelievable. Okay, but yeah, so somebody who bought earlier, okay, panic selling never gives, is not a good thing. Okay, if you can hold it, and if you know the company is good, it's better to hold it. And if you have if let's say if you have money, if you have funds, average down when it goes like this, because you can see from this pattern here, from 1 cent, when it crashed to 1 cent, it went back up to 10 cent. From, so for those who bought at 1 cent, their money, like short term gain, if they knew the technical analysis, is like 10 times. Okay, and then so it's like this stock is a huge, I think it's very volatile, so it's good for I don't know, holding for long term. I don't know, if not, it's maybe not a good idea, I would say, unless you have the your purchase price is really low. So that's why I would say that having a knowledge of technical analysis, but sometimes also technical analysis doesn't work if if you're not paying attention. You cannot benefit from that. Okay, so but this is, I'm seeing this like a very long term pattern. It's from 2023. So it went to 1 cent in October 2023, and then yeah. So currently what is it doing is 4, trading in the 4 cent range. Okay, so as an investor, when you see a company, just check their news releases, their reports, read about the company, their do the research, and then make your decisions. Okay, another one that I have is Rio Silver. Okay, so oh no, this is one. Okay, Rio Silver okay, has also a good flagship asset, which you can check in my videos. Okay, decent videos. If you want to know about the assets, Rio Silver's asset, check my videos. Okay, so from, it used to be 5 cent. It was 5 cent in 2020, went to 56 cents. Now back to this range. Okay, yeah, it's like it's late to the, it's quite a bit late, but it says its market cap is where is it, where do I see the market cap? It has very low market cap. Okay, so so means that with silver, I think it's waiting for silver to hit $50, that resistance, break resistance, because $40 silver may be not exciting for this junior like explorers, but it looks to be an uptrend. So 5 cents. Okay, yeah, let's say 5 cents. It was 5 cents in like bottom. It hit its bottom, recent bottom, in March, and was trading in the 5 cent range. Like you say, it's a weekly chart, so it's the same week. It was like it was it traded between 5 and 10 cent range, okay, and then it has recovered from that like 5 cent range, currently at 17 cents. So it was in the 5 cent range for a brief period, and then has stayed like above this 7-8 cent price most of the time, okay, since November, since last year. So it looks to me that it is also in uptrend, okay. So here is my recap of all, not all, the some of the stocks that I'm seeing here in my list, and there are more which I'll share at a later time, but that's for now. And hope whatever I have said today has offered a value to you. If you like my video, share it and subscribe to my channel.